Well, everybody, welcome to the way late 2019 film tour award show here. We've got South Cox from Stalker Stickbows on. We'll just jump right into it. South's 2019 film, 5 Foot Bull, won the 2019 Viewers' Choice Award that all you fans voted on. So we're here to congratulate him and chat about the film. In his film, we also awarded him with the Best Moment Award. If you've seen the film, you know why, but if you haven't, we'll chat about it and then provide some links for you to check it out. So welcome, South. Glad to have you on.
Thanks, Jade. I appreciate it, man. I tell you, it's an honor. I remember back the first time I went and watched the film tour and then dreamed about getting a film in there. And then I've had several in since that time, as you know, and then, once you get in, then of course the next step is, man, I'd love to win best film, and totally flattered to have not only won the best film, but the best moment. And a lot of that goes to, the team that I had around me. Nothing, rarely is anything ever attributed to a single person, but Tim Neville that did the editing for me. And then of course, Corey Beckendorf, Nick Moore, and Jake Veldhouse, who are along on the hunt there with me. It couldn't have happened, without a community effort to make that happen. But and then of course the Bull, who played a major role in it. It's hard to beat that moment on film. I'm sure it happens in the woods every year, but to have been able to capture it on film, in that was it was a spectacular moment. Definitely the highlight of my 30, 40 years of hunting, for sure.
Yeah, it's nice when everything comes together and the critters play their part to a T. I'm glad you touched on the other filmmakers that help you produce the film. We could maybe jump in and elaborate. I had a question. What was everyone's experience level? I know you had some films on the tour in the past and worked with other filmmakers, but this was kind of one of the first years with this group of guys. What was all their experience level, and maybe a little bit insight to went into the film?
Sure. So Corey Beckendorf came along and helped call and keep morale up and carry obscene amounts of weight once we actually got the bull down. So that was, kind of his role in the whole production. Then Jake Veldhouse, who's an employee of mine, works as a bowyer here at Stalker Stickbows. He came along to film, and this was his first year filming. He had gone through film school earlier in the spring, or maybe it was the year prior. I don't remember for sure, but he had gone through film school, and so he had that experience behind him. And then Nick Moore, who has worked with Grady Rawls there teaching the film school and worked kind of under his tutelage and has a lot of experience filming, kind of a camera guru and camera nut. He came along and he was running the main camera. Jake was running the second camera. And actually at the moment that bull came in, it was the first time Jake had powered up his camera that morning. And he had and this was my camera equipment that I own. So no fault on his, but the lens malfunctioned and would not focus. So otherwise we would have had 2 camera angles on that. And so super frustrating. And he was like stressing out as the bull was coming in. He couldn't get the camera to focus. But, just goes to show you that having 2 cameras, just in case that Murphy jumps in and executes his law there in the moment of truth. You don't have, an entirely lost scene. So thank goodness for that we were running 2 cameras. But, it was a mixture of experience there with the crew from a filming standpoint.
Okay. Yeah, no, Murphy does like to jump in. And of course, we don't have the luxury of, let's run it again, do another take.
No, it's all live action. There's, I mean, there's so many things that can go wrong that it's a miracle that it does, come together when it does come together.
Yeah, it's always exciting if you didn't have cameras there, the moment would be exciting and but when you are rolling camera and you capture it all, it just makes the stoke level goes up that you captured it all for sure. And
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah, the crew did good. The fans love it. That's what best moments, pretty easy to pick out from the year. The biggest crowd reaction, and the venues and all the theaters went nuts whenever you stuck that bull at 5 feet.
Yeah, that's the neat thing, about shooting a stick bow is there's, you don't need to fake the drama. There's always drama when, when you're shooting a stick bow. There's so many things that can go wrong. But to have, that bull come in at point blank range. I mean, if I was shooting a compound, maybe I would have shot that bull, as he came in head on, just as he crested over the rise there. But it just, that wasn't in my wheelhouse. And then he came in as, I didn't really want to shoot a frontal shot. His head was low. So there wasn't a lot for options for me, from a shot angle until that thing, really came in to just a couple of yards away. So it was a lot closer than I wanted or anticipated, but, it all worked out in the end.
Heck yeah. No, it's fun. I'm glad we were able to have it in the show last year. I guess, did you mention who helped edit the video?
Yeah, so a buddy of mine, Tim Neville, back east in Ohio, he did the editing for me, and he's been doing a couple of my mule deer films, or the last few years have been doing my mule deer films that are on YouTube on my Stalker Stickbows YouTube channel. And we seem to click pretty well. We have similar tastes in music, and so there's he's going to be filming for me again this fall here, and then got a couple guys, and I'm hoping to put another entry in there to kind of keep that trad theme going in the film tour.
Yeah, I know. We missed out on getting you in the tour for this year's show. Whenever we get to kick that off, hopefully soon here. But yeah, you have did you pull any tags, or kind of what's the fall looking like for your hunts?
I've got one elk tag for Colorado. I'm actually hoping for a better elk voucher that I've got got on the wait list there for. So I'll turn my elk tag back in if I'm able to get that voucher. I'll have a deer tag here for Colorado, and I'm trying to scrounge up one for Nevada. So a lot of stuff still up in the air, even at this late hour. So it's pretty nerve-wracking, and I'm just trying to stay positive and hopeful that I'll have a full season. Already I was all but guaranteed a tag for Wyoming that didn't happen for elk, and I tried to cash in 10 points there, and it didn't come together. So it's been a rough one so far.
Yeah, it's always a fun and nerve-wracking time waiting on the draws to set up your season.
Yeah, no doubt about it. No doubt. Yeah. So how about you? What have you got coming?
Just mostly the over-the-counter stuff I do here in Idaho. I swung for the fence on most all the states and building points here and there, but we might put together some late or winter stuff in Arizona. And here in Idaho, we can buy a second, well, if there's leftover non-resident tags, and after a certain date, then we can buy them. So I could ultimately hunt 2 deer and 2 elk if we really wanted, but I'll usually do an early velvet mule deer hunt, and then a late whitetail and elk as well. So
yeah, good deal. Well, I'm sure hoping the film tour kicks off here soon, and you guys are going to be doing a lot of midnight driving between destinations, I assume.
yeah, it's going to be a pretty compact season once we get going. We have a good schedule put together. I'm going to release that soon, probably about before this actually comes out. So hopefully people have seen the schedule. But yeah, it's going to be a good year, and we'll get the show out there one way or another. We have some other plans for online type stuff when it's required. So I had a couple other questions here. Just people are always curious about filmmaking. I know it's a question that's always asked is, what camera gear did you use? And I always tell people it doesn't matter, just know how to use it. But
Yeah.
What were you guys using?
So we had a Sony A6500 with the Zeiss lenses as our second camera, and a Sony I believe it was an A7S2. That was the primary camera, and again with those Zeiss lenses. So I would agree with you there. It's much more important to have the knowledge necessarily than it is to have that high-end camera gear, because the cameras, I mean, they are going to shoot themselves to a degree, but the better you know how to use the functions, and the more creative you are at from a filmer standpoint versus just going out there and spending a whole bunch of money on camera gear and thinking that it's going to do the job for you. You can certainly go out there and shoot some really, really good stuff with a video camera or a DSLR you can pick up at Costco for that $1,000 mark, kit with kit lenses.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. Okay, what advice would you have for aspiring filmmakers or filmmakers that are maybe struggling or something? Any quick advice out there?
I think that if you jump onto YouTube, or if you already have some favorite filmmakers, is to kind of study what they're doing, and then try to recreate some of that stuff yourself and put your own your own kind of spin on it there, if you will. But I think the biggest thing is to have a shot list that going watch a bunch of films that you like, create a shot list on things that really appeal to you from a creative standpoint, and then make sure you're shooting those every day so that you have plenty of content, plenty of B-roll. Because I think a lot of people put way too much importance or emphasis on the kill shot, and then they get home and they're starting to do the editing and realize they don't have the support footage that they need. So I think that going through creating that shot list and making sure that you're shooting that shot list repetitively so that you have plenty of content from an editing standpoint is probably the biggest tip that I could give.
Yeah, definitely a shot list and have it in the back of your mind to capture everything. I know even I just filmed our hunt last year that's in the tour, and when I got back to the editing, I was like, man, we should have filmed a lot more.
Yeah, you can always throw it away, but it's hard hard to recreate it when you're not out there in the field.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, South. Well, thanks for jumping on here, and congrats again on the 2019 awards for Viewers' Choice and the best moment. I do have a check for you for the Viewers' Choice as well. For winning that award, we send a $2,000 check to the winner, so we'll get that. I have an IOU here for you.
There you go. Awesome. I appreciate it. It'll help offset some camera costs and filming costs and all that for next year. So it'll just be reinvested, and hopefully it'll come out with something better. And I can't wait to see what all the new filmmakers have for 2020. So I'm looking forward to getting out there and supporting the tour this year.
Awesome. Well, appreciate it. Where can people find what you're doing?
YouTube on Stalker Stickbows, and then Instagram and Facebook as well. Same spot, Stalker Stickbows, and yeah, we do a decent job of keeping stuff updated. So then the website stalkerstickbows.com. So yep, there's plenty of avenues there.
Yeah, making lots of sawdust right now, I imagine.
Oh yeah, yep, I'm covered in it.
Good deal. Well, we'll put some links to those pages for the YouTube film, also for 5 Foot Bull. We'll put that on the video description here, and you can also pick up the full film or the full tour from the year on demand on Vimeo, and you can purchase it on Blu-ray and DVD on our website as well. Thanks again, South. Look forward to seeing you on the tour.
Absolutely. Good deal.